We came together for this project called Digital Labelling, and out of that was born the Smart Facts initiative, which is industry coming together deciding how do we want the data for consumers to look like when they scan the QR code on the product.
Maria Palazzolo, the CEO of GS1 Australia, talking about the trust that comes with product information being made available to consumers through digital labelling. GS1 is part of a global network helping the migration from linear barcodes to 2D labelling all along the supply chain. It's working with the Australian Food and Grocery Council to standardise barcodes, which provide clear product information for consumers.
What we're transitioning to is the ability for that barcode to access a website that is in control of the brand, and the brand owner controls the data that goes into that barcode, and it also means that the brand owner controls what's on the website about that product. So you can trust that information because it's not coming from any other source other than the brand owner themselves.
The next generation barcodes allow brands to share information with shoppers at point of sale, linking to an industry-approved website covering the areas that most interest them. Transparency around health, environment, safety, right along the supply chain.
Right through from raw materials through to production, warehouse, transport, and right to the retail shelf where the consumer will have the most benefits.
And what are those benefits?
The traditional barcode just tells you what the product is, basically. The 2D barcode is going to enable you to get all sorts of information like ingredient information, nutritional information, recycling information, pretty much all the data that your imagination could possibly want.
GS1 has worked on supply chain standards in collaboration with the AFGC since 1995.
Our work with GS1 will ensure that our members are able to have an aligned approach to the way that we use a digital label on their products. And that's going to be great because it's going to allow them to put more information onto the product for the consumer.
The aim is for brands to have a common language and website layout displaying the information at point of sale by 2027. The consumers want it, the industry needs to be on board.
So it's quite important that brand owners understand that there's a whole new world opening up to consumers, and the best way that they can guarantee brand loyalty needs to be because they do provide the data to their customers.
GS1 is a non-profit operating in 118 countries. Those coming on board here are already seeing benefits in crucial areas like food waste.
So one of our major retailers who's already implemented 2D barcodes on perishable products has already experienced over 40% reduction in their food waste. By being able to know exactly when the use by date is going to come up of a product, it allows the retailers to sell the product at a cheaper price and also faster. So it goes off the shelf rather than sitting on the shelf till its use by date passes and then ends up in food waste.
One of the biggest things we've seen since COVID has been the change in the acceptance of digital labelling. None of us really knew much about them before that, but now that digital labels are mainstream, we can see that QR code can bring a whole range of information to the consumer. It'll also take up less real estate on a package.
Batch numbers for product recalls are really, really important. Nutritional information, sustainability information, traceability data about where does a product come from. In its travelling, because there's a supply chain for every product, and in its travelling of that product, where has it been, what's happened to that product, who's done what to that product. All of that kind of information has never been available to a consumer.